Craft, design, and launch NFTs effortlessly across multiple blockchains. From generating high-quality visuals to enhancing audio, scripting, and minting digital assets, Call AI's advanced tools empower creators of all kinds, developers, designers, artists, and innovators alike. Now available on mobile, Call AI brings everything you need into one seamless platform, giving you the power to create anytime, anywhere.
Click the link at the top line of the description. Do not wait. So the FBA, the Foundational Black Americans, have filed a petition against Fat Joe, calling for his immediate cancellation unless he issues an apology. Now, he says, as a foundational Black American, I find myself increasingly disturbed by the conduct and rhetoric of the white Hispanic rapper Fat Joe. His comments towards foundational Black Americans have been consistently disrespectful and bigoted. He went on to say, moreover, his blatant use of racial slurs coupled with the audacious claims that Latinos invented hip-hop perpetuates harmful stereotypes and creates a culture of misinformation. Parker also criticized the rapper's equality, disturbing actions, and past as convicted felon, including his public possession of firearms. Now, the petition urges the music industry, fans, and platforms to hold Fat Joe accountable, calling for his cancellation until he issues an apology, and they want him to forego sensitivity training. Now, as we know, this happened on the Expert Opinion Math Hoffa podcast. I guess they changed the name. Now it was Mass. Anyways, the Expert Opinion podcast. So what's your thoughts on that? The FBA is now calling for the immediate cancellation of Fat Joe, unless he issues a public apology.
All right, so let me say this. First off, I don't know everything about the FBA, the people who run it, and various things. I know there's a lot of bad and a lot of different things said about it on both ways. But let me say this when it comes to this situation. I applaud it. And I don't necessarily think that Fat Joe's a racist. I don't know the dude. I met him one time, and he seemed kind of standoffish. He was nice, but he seemed kind of standoffish to me. And you hear a lot of people vouching for him. You hear a lot of people going against him. But what I like about this is it seems like you have a sector of Black people who are finally sticking together and saying enough is enough. And we're not going to have anybody throw smut or dirt on our name. It reminds me of something that the ADL would do.
I was thinking that,
And they're fighting fire with fire, and they're using certain rhetoric and certain terms. And although it's like, damn, why? But it's smart because it's finally going, enough is enough. You will not talk about us in a negative light. You will not say these things. And even though you may not be racist, we going to make it look like you is as racist as we possibly can in order for you to stand down on some of the things you're saying. And maybe it'll start finally waking people up, even Black people, like, wait, hold on. No, we're not going to do this type of stuff. So I applaud it. I applaud the how they're going about it. I applaud the wording that they're using, even though, like I said, I don't know if Fat Joe is exactly what they're painting him out to be. How they're going about it reminds me of some ADL type stuff. And we've for years saying we need to kind of move like that so that people can stop disrespecting our name. And I could hope that this goes further and continues to move in this type of direction so that we can start putting a little more respect on our name. So in that regard, man, I agree with it.
Yeah, and then we would be hypocritical if we didn't.
Yeah.
All the videos that we did, people can clip together stuff of us talking about we need this, the anti-death, we never own this and that. And this is a form of that. I will say, like, people like, the NCAACP, whatever the hell it's called now. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Where are you at? Mm-hmm. Where are all these organizations supposed to stand for Black people? You got this Foundational Black Americans, this organization actually speaking up and doing the things that are needed to protect the image of us. And you are nowhere to be found because a lot of these companies, organizations have been co-opted, have been turned over to people that are just not for us, that don't look like us. So again, I applaud it as well. You get a standing ovation from me because it's like, look, Deshaun Jackson, all these different people, that said these little, these comments, Kanye West, remember some of these people that got, put in the blender made insinuations. They didn't come out and just and come out and say it, boom. Nope. They made insinuations. They were made to apologize. They were made to, donate, money and go through sensitivity training and all this. And they had to come back and drop to their knees and apologize. Mm-hmm. This should absolutely happen. Mm-hmm. Right? This should absolutely happen. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud that finally, hopefully, they don't get brought out. like BLM or none of them, right? They don't start getting too much money and buying all these mansions and forget about the struggle. Always remember the people, because too many of these organizations that are supposed to be for us always sell out. The ADL, they ain't never sell out. They're always for the people. Hell, we had somebody on, what was it? One of the Muhammads, one of the Gulf Nation of Islam, interview we did, that was under scrutiny with the ADL. I forget which one. Maybe it been Nori or the other
it wasn't
one.
Nori. It was Wesley.
Wesley.
Yep.
It was an interview that he did here, and they were going at him hard, body karate. So yes, these are the things that we need in place, as well as other things, in the hip hop industry and things like that. But it's a start, so I'm not going to attack it, too much. Again, I'll be honest. I don't know about the foundation. I don't know none of that, really stuff like that. It's something new that I heard on the internet, really dealing with Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah.
Honestly. But like you said, salute.
If they're going to move like this.
Oh, yeah.
If they're going to move like this and we're going to, because they're attacking on Twitter and the back and forth on Twitter, I don't get down with that. But if you're going to start putting out stuff like this, I can get behind some shit like this. Hold people to the fire, hold them accountable. Absolutely, he deserves it. Yes, you owe us an apology. I 100% agree on that. And when you think up to Sean, you bring up Kanye, when they have museums looking at shoes and shit, absolutely.
Right.
Oh, man, I agree with it. If it's going to move like this, I don't know what I am or what I ain't. But I know I can move with this, for sure.
Because when you disrespect, even if somebody's not calling himself an FBA or whatever, you called us some dusty. These are some dusty. So that applies to all of us.
Yep.
You would have never said these some dusty these people or these some dusty these people.
Yep.
You would have never did that. You would have got not killed, but dragged through the media.
You got disrespecting your own community if you to win at some people the way you went at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, and it's like, you shouldn't fight. You should be able to talk to us like that, without any repercussion. But even like the whole thing, we grew up with Hispanics and this, that, and the third. There still is a divide there. We was brothers and all that, but sometimes that brother shit don't always fall through. Because people start drawing lines in the sand real quick when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? So let's keep it real with that.
Yeah.
That
is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about Mason Cam, man? Or Jim Jones, Cameron Mace, all of them. Cameron went on this long diatribe.
Yeah.
Today. What's your thoughts on that?
It kind of just shows you how unloyal some of these MFers can be, for real.
Damn.
And I'm not even going to put one over the other. It could just show you how unloyal they all are. They were this group. They were this faction. They were together. They were you couldn't break them apart and all this stuff. And now, years later, somebody says one thing or another, and now all of a sudden the whole shit burns down. That's it's so hypocritical. And I think we had the interview last week, and we were kind of giving a comparison of if you go at me or I go at you, how that. One thing I can guarantee you, that type of shit will never happen here. You want to know? Because we were raised in the mud together. We grew up together with family. And no matter what happens behind the scenes, it'll never become in the public. It'll never be public eye. And I just kind of look at people in these type of situations because of who we are. And I say y'all corny and unloyal, dog. I don't care about no 48-year-old sitting behind a microphone still thinking he a gangster talking shit about somebody he made money with back then. I don't want to see somebody with $50,000 veneers in their mouth trying to be a sportscaster talking about this dude was this or that when y'all supposed to ride together and you damn near 50 years old and you got the other pastor, rapper, gangsters eating popcorn and shit. It's why hip-hop, to me, one of the reasons why some of these artists and rappers look like absolute jokes